When I start talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, oh, some toes will curl for sure.
What happens with exposures? You make yourself vulnerable to all kinds of attacks, seen and unseen. What happened to my friend when he passed away?
Yo, how are we just not finding out that Uncle Ron passed away? How did this stay out of the media? And how the hell hasn't this been plastered all over TikTok?
Jay-Z and Puffy wanted Biggie killed. Bottom line.
Only 24 hours after posting a video that exposed every aspect of his life while working with Diddy, the former bodyguard was declared dead. Diddy's bodyguard's remarks have Jay-Z and Beyonce in a panic, and this is all connected to the recent litigation they are facing. Furthermore, Diddy's predicament has gotten significantly worse since the government made public the identities of the victims named in their indictment. Let's break it down because we have a lot to cover.
Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Okay, I get the threats, but you have to remember one thing. I know your deepest secrets. I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career because she said something about you. That's how hateful you guys are, how you step on anybody to stay on the top. So remember, your relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaire.
On December 13th, 2024, Uncle Ron, a former bodyguard who worked for both Jay-Z and Diddy, posted a TikTok video outlining how Diddy and Jay-Z were collaborating to control the music industry. Uncle Ron revealed that he had received threats from Jay-Z and Beyonce because of what he had said. According to Uncle Ron, Beyonce and Jay-Z married each other as a business connection to expand their influence. Uncle Ron died 24 hours after this video was posted.
There's no love there. See, what's done in the dark will definitely come in the light. Keep your threats up. I'm here today, and what I got to say, I'm gonna say it. So don't make idle threats to me. Cause see, I ain't Biggie. See, I ain't Beanie Cigarettes. I ain't Freeway. How you wrote all them off the minute they did for you to get you to the top. All them writing for you, and then the minute you get a little taste of success, you wrote them off. You just totally said, I don't know him. Say you don't know me. I dare you. I dare you. Remember, all the receipts, all the proof, the old school footage, I still have it. See, hardly nobody knows, but I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way. Y'all wish it what you wish it to stay on top. But there's one thing about me, bro. I can't be bought. This is Uncle Ron. Just like I know how you got started.
Following Uncle Ron's death, all videos on his TikTok account about Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce were removed and deleted from the internet. Comments on his other videos have also been removed. Uncle Ron stated shortly before his death that he had evidence proving Jay-Z and Diddy were in control of everything. However, this was only one day after his video. He died suddenly of pneumonia.
Start talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Oh, some toes will curl for sure. But hey, the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. Yeah, I'm on an investigation. So that's why I'm telling what I'm telling. Because now they have proof. I have physically showed them proof. Things that I have witnessed, things that was told to me. And yeah, of course, it's coming out.
Jay-Z and Puffy wanted Biggie killed. Bottom line, you don't have to believe me, believe the facts. Here's a man that wanted to leave Bad Boy. He wanted to do his own thing. He mentioned several times how he was tired of being used and abused, that he was bigger than Bad Boy itself. How I know I was there. Another thing, Jay-Z wanted him out of the industry, period, so he could take over and be the biggest hip-hop artist around.
But there's stories that have to be told. The truth needs to come out. A man lost his life.
Is it a coincidence that everyone close to Diddy and Jay-Z is dying of pneumonia? Ron appeared healthy and cough-free in his videos. You're telling me that someone who doesn't even have a cough can contract and die from pneumonia in less than 24 hours?
Ron, Beyonce's ex-bodyguard, who threatened to expose them. Yeah, threatened to expose them, I believe, in 2023, is deceased. He's passed away.
Allegedly, that's what they are saying.
Allegedly, that is what they are saying. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they said he died from that pneumonia.
Yes.
You know, just like Kim, just like Brittany Murphy. That pneumonia ain't no joke. Hey, every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the pneumonia come, and then it's a lot of people been getting that pneumonia.
What was Uncle Ron trying to uncover, which supposedly led to his death? In a previous video, Uncle Ron said that Diddy offered him $30,000 in 1997 to get rid of Biggie Smalls. The renowned Big was about to depart Bad Boy, and Diddy just chose to get rid of him. Gene Deal has also confirmed that Diddy intended to get rid of Biggie. There was no reason for him to be in Los Angeles immediately following Tupac's death, and it was all organized by Diddy.
Jay-Z and Puffy wanted Biggie killed. Bottom line, you don't have to believe me, believe the facts. Here's a man that wanted to leave Bad Boy. He wanted to do his own thing. He mentioned several times how he was tired of being used and abused, that he was bigger than Bad Boy itself. Somebody, and we ain't gonna call no more names, dangled a bogus contract in front of his face so he wouldn't leave the company. How I know I was there. Another thing, Jay-Z wanted him out of the industry, period, so he could take over and be the biggest hip-hop artist around. And I wonder who's the biggest hip-hop artist today.
According to this website, Bristol Film Festival, it looks like Ron Smith also alleged that Diddy had approached him in 1997 to carry out the death of Biggie. So not only to be his bodyguard, but to go and commit the crime on his own time.
That back on March 1st, 1997, Diddy approached him and offered him $30,000 to put a hit on Biggie. All of this is alleged. He said the reason was because Diddy allegedly wanted the rights to Biggie's catalog. He also says that Biggie had plans of leaving Bad Boy. He goes on to say that Diddy is evil and that him and his mother have treated all of Diddy's employees like they were scum of the earth. And then he ends that video saying he has so much more to talk about when it comes to Diddy. According to Uncle Ron, Biggie wanted to leave Bad Boy because he was tired of being used and abused. And then he said somebody, but we're not going to say any more names, dangled a fake contract in front of Biggie so that he wouldn't leave. He said, I know this because I was there. He said Jay-Z wanted Biggie out of the industry, period. According to Uncle Ron, Jay-Z wanted to be the biggest hip-hop artist in the industry, and he said, look at him today. In his own words, he said it's all business. These two billionaires have done what they seeded to do.
Gene Deal has stated that on the day of the shoot, Diddy was acting strangely, and it was evident that something was wrong. He planned Biggie's death from beginning to end, and now Gene Deal is facing threats for coming up.
97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look. You gotta look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk, he couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time at LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio at Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this shit. Cause people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef.
Gene Deal was contacted by Biggie's own mother, who praised him for exposing Diddy. The hit on Tupac was also ordered by Diddy.
Here go Ms. Wallace. Hey, Ms. Wallace, Gene Deal.
Oh, hi, Gene. How are you?
All right, man. You know I ain't seen you since I came to your house and had that conversation with you. How you been? You all right?
I've been okay. I've been watching you on Facebook.
I'm sorry, Ms. Wallace. I'm sorry I had to do what I had to do, but you know, it is what it is.
Okay. I know you do.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. Like I told people, I said if Ms. Wallace would have called me and told me to shut it down, I would have shut it down. Ms. Wallace ain't called. She knew how to get in touch with me. If Ms. Wallace didn't tell me to shut it down, I'm going to keep doing it because I respect you, Ms. Wallace.
And do what you do.
Thank you, Ma. I appreciate you.
What you do.
What was the backstory behind that, Big Mom calling you?
My man, that had to be, if I say exhilarating, it has to be one of the highlights of coming out here and doing what I've done over the last, since 97. Since 97.
Everyone in the music business is aware that Diddy is the one who killed Biggie and Tupac, and he has a history of ordering hits on people. According to 50 Cent, Eminem, and even Keef D, Puffy paid the killer $1 million and ordered the hit on Tupac.
Happens with exposures. You make yourself vulnerable to all kinds of attacks, seen and unseen. What happened to my friend? When he passed away, there was $250,000 on my head and $150,000 on his. But what if I had decided to go back with my head held low and said, Sean, I'm willing to play the game. And then found a way to get inside of him and move him around.
Oh wait, maybe I said that shit about boyfriend because he got Tupac killed.
I seen that Diddy tried to silence you or tried to get you to stop talking about him.
This is relayed to me by Kirk Burrows. This guy is like this with Diddy. You seen him on Drink Champs with him. You see him walking the streets in Miami with him, the whole 9 yards. So I'm saying to him, what does he want to talk to me for? He ain't got nothing to say to me. He said, yo, Gene, he said enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough to what? And I told Kirk Burrows, yo, if he wanted, I said, he don't want to talk to me for himself. He wanted to talk to me for Diddy. And I ain't got nothing to say to him. He ain't said enough to Wolf mother when he cursed out and told her all kinds of. Did he say enough to Big's mother? What do you mean enough is enough? And that's how that conversation went.
How did you feel about it after you were done?
I felt that, like, cause they must have got at Kirk Burrows, cause Kirk called me with the bullshit. Yo, you gotta fix that. You know this, man. God, excuse me. Listen here, bro. I don't care nothing about none of these industry cats and what they do and how they do it. That's their business. You understand? I don't tell a man how to screw his wife, and how to spend his money. You don't tell me what I gotta do with my time. Point blank.
Do you feel like
Keefe D was attacked in prison shortly after he made the statement and attempted to enlist Diddy in this mess? Is it merely a coincidence that Keefe is attacked the moment he criticizes Diddy? Diddy appears to be merely trying to tie up any loose ends.
We have an update now on Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He's charged in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis was in court again this morning after a fight with another inmate. Fox 5's Mike Allen walks us through what happened.
Dwayne Davis is providing answers for a battle in a jailhouse. Here's what court records accompany pictures from Las Vegas Justice Court's published CCTV footage. Davis was being taken back into a cell on December 23rd when another inmate, Rockland Hamilton, who also faces a murder charge, is standing to the right by a sink in this room. Looking ready to fight, Hamilton stepped over to Davis and squared up. They began throwing punches and grappling. The officer accompanying Davis phoned for backup, gave verbal demands too for the prisoners to stop fighting, and then hit them with pepper spray. Before backup officers arrived, the two inmates remained struggling and throwing blows, and were eventually separated after backup officers came into the room. Both Davis and Hamilton faced battery by prisoner charges.
The whole thing about it is that Puff wasn't right what he did to people around us, man. He wasn't right what he did to people around us. Him being hard-headed, not listening, and not telling the truth and constantly lying cost a lot of people their lives, man. It cost a lot of people their lives. I want him to understand when I told him, if we don't do something to these doors, people gonna die tonight. And forget, and I wanna say F what other people say, everybody know I told him that. Our whole crew know I told him that. From Slick to Nord, Bunny, Big Boy, Eddie, all the people that was with us that night, know I told him that. 9 people end up dead.
Uncle Ron's killing is a sobering reminder of just how hazardous the music industry can be, and how far some people are ready to go to safeguard their secrets. When the truth starts creeping too close to the surface, the ones pulling the strings won't hesitate to suppress it no matter the cost.
Well, how are we just now finding out that Uncle Ron passed away? How did this stay out of the media? And how the hell hasn't this been plastered all over TikTok? TikTok, you disappointed me. This was posted from Uncle Ron's official TikTok page by his wife on September 13th. It is now October 23rd, and it is just now hitting the blogs. And this thing remaining so low-key isn't the only thing that's suspicious. If you go to Uncle Ron's TikTok page, all of his videos are going to say the creator limited comments. This creator is stating that the reason why the comments are turned off is because people were in the comments asking what happened to Uncle Ron, how did he pass away, and the family wanted to avoid the question because they wanted to stay safe. I don't know how Uncle Ron passed away, and I don't even know if whatever they saying is the truth or is going to be the truth. But rest in peace, Uncle Ron. You are going down in the history books. You are a legend. You will be missed.
As more and more people come out against Diddy, the government recently disclosed that Cassie Ventura will be the first witness called to testify. Given how much knowledge Cassie possessed and how intently she observed Diddy's daily operations, this was to be anticipated. It will be very beneficial to have someone who can give specifics on how Diddy operated his extra ring, because Diddy is being accused with involvement in a RICO conspiracy.
All right, Cassie. She plans to testify against Diddy at the trial, and she's going to use her name. So a lot of the women who have accused Diddy are anonymous. They're Jane Doe or Victim 1 or John Doe's. But Cassie, allegedly, apparently, is going to take a stand and talk about her. Obviously, that tape of him beating her up at the hotel is what set off this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, this has just made it matters so bad for Diddy. So now that she is going to sit up there and like look him square in the eyes and talk about her side of the story, that's not great for Diddy, obviously.
No, and like I think also Cassie is a celebrity, right? Like millennials know who she was or is. She had like a booming career back in the day. So I think it also adds some extra zhuzh when you have like a well-known public figure coming forward.
Trusted
and beloved
yeah.
too. So I think that also will hurt him. She of course became public. All of this went public when that video came out from CNN. So it's been revealed who she is already, and now she is not looking to conceal her name. She wants to, put it all out on the table. And yeah, yikes, it could be really bad for him.
The government has also presented further evidence, which Diddy's legal team is attempting to suppress. According to reports, this proof can help prove that Diddy has harmed hundreds of people. Court filings also suggest that the majority of Diddy's victims were minors. This evidence will be utilized to create a pattern with Diddy's conduct. With over 36 lawsuits filed against him and hundreds of hours of footage and video proof of him abusing Cassie, it's only a matter of time until Diddy is arrested.
The allegations implicate dozens of unnamed witnesses and suspected co-conspirators, noirs around the world, and some of the major witnesses to the reported incidents are dead, basically meaning how can we protect against it? The defense is not even permitted to discuss the identities of the individuals referenced in the disclosure letter with Mr. Combs until April 18th, severely restricting defense counsel's capacity to investigate collectively. These fresh allegations require several months, if not years, to investigate, and if admitted, would necessitate a succession of smaller trials expected to increase the length of a trial the government had anticipated would last 3 weeks. So this is an explosive charge that on its face, I don't sure whether I necessarily disagree with. If they are bringing in evidence of uncharged conduct, wouldn't the defense have an opportunity to study it and dispute it? It appears like they're making a point. So if this evidence is let in, there is a risk this might prolong the trial significantly. We all know Combs wants to go to trial, but how can he effectively defend himself against this in just a few weeks?
Sean Diddy Combs looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael. You'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent home.
In Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The imprisoned music entrepreneur now contends the searches and subsequent searches of his iCloud accounts, computer gadgets, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers claim evidence obtained through those searches must be withheld. Diddy's lawyers believe the government provided a severely distorted picture of reality when filing for the search warrants, omitting important facts, and inserting scandalous details from an anonymous producer that were never credible. Holmes has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, charnel and prostitution accusations. The defense is also saying here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a consenting participant in drug-fueled sex displays termed freak-offs, not coerced as prosecutors allege. Some of the witnesses in Diddy's future trial have asked the court to keep their names confidential. These victims claim they are frightened of what Diddy may do to them and are willing to testify anonymously. Diddy's legal team maintains that all of the victims are his ex-girlfriends, whom he dated while married to Kim Porter.
Analysts have suspected for a while that Cassie Ventura is indeed victim number one. Now, the allegations laid out in Diddy's federal indictment match almost to a T her federal lawsuit against her ex, which was settled a day after filing. But since then, Diddy has faced 2 more superseding indictments, and now more victims have been added. But federal prosecutors say testifying under their real names would cause them significant embarrassment, anxiety, and social stigma.
Cassie's now settled lawsuit certainly paved the way for where we are today, and her claim outlined a course of action for prosecutors to follow. For weeks, we assumed Cassie would be the lone victim. Then came victims 2, 3, and 4. It's not evident who they are. Diddy's defense team has long claimed that some of them are Diddy's former girlfriends since, as previously stated, everything was voluntary. Victims 1, 2, and 3 were identified in Diddy's indictment as Count 1. Count 1 is the racketeering conspiracy. Prosecutors contend that as part of a pattern of racketeering activity, the defendant, Diddy, trafficked all 3 through force, deception, and coercion. Prosecutors believe that Diddy coerced all 3 to partake in staged sexual encounters, sometimes known as freak-offs, that lasted hours or days. A lot of information has been withheld, but here's what hasn't been highlighted in black. When it comes to victim 2, prosecutors claim she stated that testifying at trial will be exceedingly traumatic and that the trauma will be exacerbated if her identity is disclosed. That's why she requested to testify under a pseudonym. Victim 3 explained the same thing. She wants to safeguard her and her family's privacy, avoid harassment, and limit embarrassment.
Given the massive amount of evidence stacking up against Diddy, his lawyer has also resigned. Anthony Rico, one of New York's greatest criminal attorneys, has recently filed a motion to withdraw from Diddy's case, claiming that under no circumstances can I continue to properly act as counsel.
He's doing fine. It's a difficult circumstance. He's making the best of the situation.
Stay tuned. This is far from done. More people are speaking out. More names are being revealed. History teaches us that the truth eventually emerges. Make sure you like, subscribe, and switch on notifications, because the next bombshell is coming sooner than you think.